Welcome to another candy video. So today's actually my birthday. So I'm going to do a pose that I want to do to make my body feel better. So it's a happy birthday to me. But you probably will enjoy the same pose. So we're going to start on the floor. It's some bridge poses for our lower back, our low hip area on that back side of the body. Now you can roll to the side to come on to your back, or you can just roll back and forth a couple times. And what I call massaging my spine. Some people ask if I've ever had a massage before because they don't feel like it feels very good. So you choose if you want to just come onto your back. We'll lay down, place your hands on your knees for a moment, draw a little circle, reverse the circle. And then we'll place your feet on the floor, going right into our bridge. As the toes touch the floor, it's wherever it's comfortable. They might be hip distance apart. We're going to roll your shoulders back. Hands can just relax to the side. Some people like to bring their hands towards their ankles or hold on to their feet. So you're welcome to do that, but feel where it's best for you as we lift the hips up. We're going to do a lot of lifting and lowering the hips because those are my favorite. So as we do so, I want you to think of creating a straight line from the knees to the shoulders. So it's down this entire length of the body. Now, it does not matter if your hands are here, here. Some people even put their hands underneath, kind of tuck their shoulders under to add the opening of the shoulder area. So you choose what's best for you. Breathing in, exhaling out. Now I start with my heels on the floor. Now this allows gravity to shift the weight down, creating a little space between our organs, getting fresh oxygen to our brain as the blood's going downwards. Then I'm going to have you lift your heels up off the mat. This adds just a little bit of height, stretching the arch of the foot. If you have problems with plantar fasciitis, we want to stretch the arch of the foot and keep the arches strong. Now we're going to take a deep breath in, and we're going to move through this pose. Think of your shoulders, and then exhale, roll down from the shoulders one vertebrae at a time. So we're kind of rounding the spine. And then the tailbone's the last thing to touch the floor here. The heels might drop down if you'd like them to. But then we're going to inhale, the heels lifting up, lift the hips off of the mat, rolling up one vertebrae at a time till we create that straight line again. Take a deep breath in, holding, and exhale from the shoulders, roll down, 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 down. The hips touch the ground. Release the heels if you'd like, and then we lift the heels back up, inhale, and start rolling back up immediately, lifting the hips up, rolling back up, creating that straight line once again from the knees to the shoulders. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, roll down. Tailbone touches the floor, and then the heels. Now we're going to do a little bridge, lifting up the belly button towards the sky, creating this space underneath the spine. It's almost like your belly button is attached to a string and it's lifting everything up. The hips are on the mat, shoulders are on the mat. We're arching our back. And then push the belly button down, lift the hips up. So it's just a little bridge. You still have that mid back on the ground. So the hips are lifted. And then we drop the hips down, lift the belly button. So these are kind of our upside down cat-cow, but there are little bridges today. This releases the psoas muscle that attaches on the low back and comes through the hip to the front of the leg. And we'll push that belly button down, lift the hips up. It's like taking the pelvic bone and rocking it back and forth. And then drop the hips down and just relax. Let the knees sway side to side. Loosen up any tension. And then we're going to do a couple like number 4 stretches. They might be called an upside down pigeon. We're going to lift the legs towards the sky. Place your right foot on top of the left. Slide the foot down. till you create that number 4. Now bring the legs in a little closer to begin with. Breathing in and exhaling out. This might be the stretch you need. Think of pushing the belly button down into the mat. As you exhale, your bottom leg or the straight leg can stay straight, or the knee might bend. You might feel a little better with that knee bending. Some people place their hand through the space and then hold on to the leg and bring it in. Some people just have both hands on the back side of their leg. If you bend to that straight leg, you could even hold on a little yogi toe grip with middle finger and thumb around the big toe. But if you're holding that toe, release it, because we're actually going to put that straight leg that's at the top, bend the knee, place it on the floor. So you had all those options. We're going to let everything fall to the side where the foot is touching the floor. So that's my left side. Feeling the stretch come across the top right hip. Breathing in, exhaling out. Now you can have your hand on that top knee, or your hands can just be relaxing on the floor. And we're going to bring the knees back to the center when you're ready. Let them fall to the other side. Now, if you're feeling a little awkward or something's a little tight, I want you to think of lifting up this top left hip a couple times, tighten the glute, maybe push with the foot on that left side to lift that left hip up and down a couple times, and then let it relax back down and hold the stretch. So there's all these upside down twisted pigeon or number 4 stretches here with the foot crossed. It could be a reclined chair, it could be a reclined half chair, reclined twisted half chair. We're going to bring the knees back to the center, uncross the legs. Lift both legs towards the sky, and we'll change which foot's on top. Now you can do all these same poses with the ankles just crossed versus bringing it to the knee. For my birthday, I'm bringing it all the way in. Here, place your hands on the back of the legs. Readjust by rocking the hips or the body side to side so the back ends up flattening on the floor here. Now remember, you can have the ankles crossed, just bringing the legs in. You can have that top right foot straight towards the sky, or you can bend the knee, bringing everything in. Some people lace their hands through the space, holding on, bringing everything in. So we can stretch the piriformis. Runs on the front of the hip, or kind of through the hip, sideways, horizontal. You could also be holding yogi toe grip, right foot, left hand. But eventually, we're going to let the right foot touch the floor. So if you're holding on anywhere, we're going to let go. Foot touches the floor. Everything falls to the right or towards the side that foot is touching the floor. Now you can have a hand on top or let the hands rest. Feeling the stretch come across the body. Taking a deep breath in. And exhaling out, emptying out all the toxins. And then we'll come back to the center. Let the legs fall to the other side. Now, if you feel any tension, go ahead and lift that right hip up and down a couple times. Tightening the glute, relaxing it, and then let it just fall and melt down. Breathing in and exhaling out. One last big breath in, and we'll bring the knees back when you're ready. Uncross the feet, bring the knees to the chest, rock side to side. We'll lean to the side Slowly letting all the blood flow back to the body. When you're ready, gently lift the head up. And those are some of my favorite poses to do for my lower body. You're welcome to get up however you feel comfortable, and have a great day.